last week we were not able to broadcast the interview with Mr. Ken Talwar, President of the Indo-Canadian Community Center, and we have that interview now that I'd like to share with you. So please stay tuned on Aapki Farmaish, and here's the interview with Mr. Ken Talwar. Today I have with me Mr. Ken Talwar, President of the Indo-Canadian Community Center, which is an organization has been around for a long time, and they're doing some great and exceptional work in the city of Ottawa and also abroad. So I invited Mr. Ken Talwar to talk about their initiatives that are taking place here in Ottawa and the number of donations that they have donated money to. So let me introduce again Mr. Ken Talwar. Welcome to our program, Aapki Farmaish. We really appreciate your coming to the program to give us an update on what Indo-Canadian Community Center is doing under your leadership. I know you have a great team, so let's talk about that. I'll turn over the mic over to you, so please go ahead.
Thank you, Baljit ji, for giving this opportunity to ICCC to convey some of the projects, for your audience, what we are doing at ICCC. Indo-Canadian Community Center is an organization with a charitable status from 1973 onwards. In the last 2-3 years, we have been a lot more active, and we have done quite a few projects there. The most recent one, is the one on the COVID, for which we have raised $70,000 now. That's to support 4 organizations: the Ottawa Hospital, the Food Bank of Ottawa, the Shepherds of Good Hope, and the Mission. And 3 of them have already been given the checks there, as has been noticed by many in the Facebook accounts of ICCC and other media, Faces Magazine and other news member of Parliament's blogs there. And he even mentioned it in the Parliament of Canada, the work of the Indo-Canadian Community Center. The purpose of our organization is to bring the Indo-Canadian community together. We believe in unity in diversity. We have more than 40 organizations which are regional, special interest groups there, and so on in Ottawa. And our aim is that if we can unite all of them, while everyone is doing their work independently, but for certain causes they come together. And we are very happy that for the COVID-19, many of them came together. The idea for us is to create platforms for the community to bring together. The main platforms, we used to have a community center which was a focal point for the community to get together. That was sold about 15 years ago, which was on Bank and Riverside Drive there near the Billingsbridge Plaza. Since then, nothing has really been done substantially, except that we started the seniors program some 6-7 years ago, which has become a great success. And now we have different platforms, which is one is the virtual community center till we get a physical community center, which will take millions of dollars to build. We have a sports hub, which is bringing our popular Indian sports, cricket, field hockey, tennis, and other things there. Then we have a spiritual hub to bring in our knowledge about the yoga and meditation, Ayurveda, as well as any of the other activities, which are spiritually oriented, not religiously, but spiritually oriented activities there. There's a fine line in between the two. So those are the we have created 4 hubs. We have programs for seniors, we have programs for women, youth, for Compassionate Ottawa, for charity and fundraising, and other programs also are being under development there. We also have created forums for different audiences, and we have also social media presence. So any way we can bring the community together, we are striving to bring the community together. And we are very proud that the community is gradually coming in.
Let me pause for a bit here. I'd like to ask you, whatever you're doing is great work, especially under the circumstances that we are in this COVID-19, and the great work that you have done, and supporting these 4 organizations. You touched on this point about a physical community center, yes, which has been, in my opinion, pending. As a matter of fact, a lot of people say, well, what's happening with the money that was, the funds that were, retrieved from the sale of the building? When are they going to build a new one? And so I'm just, if you can update us on that. I know you mentioned that it costs millions of dollars to build a new place or get land or whatever it is. Maybe you can shed some light on that, Kenji?
Yes, thanks. You asked that question. As I mentioned there, we have some 700 plus thousand money in the bank, which is not enough to make a multi-million-dollar community center for the Indo-Canadian community. The reason we sold that was because it was not fulfilling the need 15 years ago. And we cannot afford right now to build a multi-million-dollar facility. In the meantime, we have gone rental versus buying option, and we have applied for because of COVID and other circumstances, the application is pending. The board had approved. We are hoping that by September, if the school board and the Rideau Rockcliffe Community Hub approves our application, we'll have a community center going in that community hub, which is a lot of associations are going into that particular school. This is on Saint Laurent Boulevard there. We are also looking for land so that for future use, we will have our own independent place also.
No, I appreciate that. Good to know that. However, I was just wondering whether, as much as you're doing so much of other work in this area of raising funds for these organizations, I think there may be at some point in time after this, all settles, that you begin to focus on the fundraising for the building to be built at some point in time.
Yes, we will do that. There was a lot of inactivity, if I can use the word there, till about 3-4 years ago. We have started to provide numerous services to the community so that we are much better known, and then the demand for the community center or the need for the center is being recognized, and we hope that we will be, by next year, we'll have established ourselves in the minds of the people that we can start a campaign for our fundraising for the community center.
I 100% agree with you there, because I think you're right. There was a time when, if you look at the graph, the support from the community was going down because of this. So now you're creating confidence in the communities by doing all kinds of other things, showing your interest, showing your leadership and the hard work that you're doing, so that they can support you for the actual physical building.
Yes, we are very blessed there. It does require hard work, and fortunately we have a very good board which is action oriented, and so that's why we are able to do one after the other projects. We have a lot of our infrastructure work done. If one goes to the ICCC Ottawa.organization website there, one will find all kinds of information, including the events calendar and all other activities which can be found on the calendar. The most important thing which I would say we have made a shift in is, apart from meeting the needs of the individuals, we have created an openness, that we are open to ideas from anyone and everybody, so that we can whichever way it takes there, hopefully, in a proper way, bring the unity together, community together.
I think that's great, Kenji. So let's come back to the COVID efforts that you have done. I know you raised something like, you mentioned $70,000, of which you have basically distributed it to the four organizations, like you mentioned, the Ottawa Hospital, Shepherds of Good Hope, Ottawa Food Bank, and the Ottawa Mission. Are you getting some help from private donors also in terms of raising funds in order to do these good activities?
All of these funds are either from ICCC members, life members, or affiliates, or community associations. Nice. They are joining also. Example I'll give you is, for example, the Deshantri of Ottawa. When we were presenting our check there, they came along and they said, we have also given, and they joined us with us there. So another Malayali association joined with us also. Okay. So we are using these funds, and all the funds are being provided by the community, and we are very happy for that, except for one check which came from an association which is non-Indo-Canadian community, if I may say, but the two members are on their board and they influence them to give the money via ICCC.
I'd like to ask one other question in terms of, I know this is your, what is it, second term or third term as the president of the center?
Yes, it's my second term. First year of my second term. Yeah.
So, is there something in the Constitution that you remain there you can go for the third term as well?
Yes, we revised the Constitution there, and before it used to be 2-year term for each president. Now it is a 3-year term with a maximum of 2 terms after the revision of the Constitution. So potentially I can be there for 5 more years if I wish to.
Okay, no, that's what I was getting. I was just getting to, because I feel your leadership has really gone from, I would say from 10, 15, 20% to about 80, 90% in terms of the work that you're doing. So I'd like to see that momentum, because the moment a change in leadership comes in, it's a different ball game altogether. And so it takes a while before you get into that same speed of action that you are undertaking.
Well, Gigi, with all due respects, the leader is only as good as the people supporting him. And I'm blessed there that the board is supporting me, the various program chairs are supporting me, you are supporting me, the entire community is coming together. So the credit is all to the people there. I am just blessed that I happen to be there to work on it.
That's very good. So anything that you would like to pass on to the community at large? Of course, you're most welcome to come at any time. If there's any update on the initiatives that you're doing, you're most welcome to come again. But can you maybe, in a nutshell, give me what you would like to say or to the listeners?
Thank you. 2 or 3 things I would like to mention. One is this campaign is ongoing, so please do not hesitate to contribute to that. We'll keep on passing the money periodically to the organizations. Secondly, please join the Indo-Canadian Community Directory. We have now, our membership used to be about 200, and a lot of those seniors, we were losing them because of age. Now we have got more than 800 people in our community directory to whom the mailings go. If anyone is interested, please join the community directory or the seniors directory to participate in our programs. And then the third thing I would request, please look into the ICCC website, the portal, which is our virtual community center right now. Everything under COVID is virtual, and we have, for example, next week a seminar going on for the impact of COVID-19. which is the Speakers Forum. ICCC Speakers Forum is trying to do that. It will be on the 25th of June at 11 o'clock we'll be starting. And so please join our activities and give us your ideas. You know, if you want something to be started, we'll really look into it and we'll provide the seed funding to get the action going.
Thank you very much, Mr. Talwar. Really appreciate you taking the time and speaking to us and to our listeners. As I said to you earlier, you're most welcome to come at any time if there is any further update or anything that you would like to communicate to our listeners.
We'll
Thanks
be glad
again.
to come, and we'll keep sending you our media announcements. Please feel free to use them. We are really thankful to the local media and including yourself there. You know, it's people like you who will convey our message to the community at large.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you. Please stay safe and healthy.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.